A little bit tough stuff, but certainly comes out pretty well. And we see how SoaR goes on. One more game. If SoaR go ahead and they take this next game against their opposition, that's going to mean they're looking clean, and it all comes down to the Monday night fight. If Elevate take this, well, SoaR kind of have to pray to the gods. But
I mean, I don't think SoaR can pray to the gods, because if Elevate take this, they're done. There's no real way back in for it for them.
It's either go land or go home right now.
Stay
SoaR.
home. Stay home, not go home.
Watch it on Twitch.
Go land or sit in Twitch chat and spam Kappa.
Yep.
Dan's game.
Or,
Resident Sleeper.
Nah, the frog, man.
The frog?
The frog.
Feels bad frog?
OS frog.
OS frog?
Yeah.
Okay.
The little frog face.
Okay. What's Chapo's emotes?
Chapo vape.
Chapo vape.
You know
yeah. I remember discussing this one.
So the way emotes on Twitch work, you have the channel and then the like f.cheese.
That's correct.
f.thumbs up or whatever, right? Chapo has Chapo vape, but he did it twice, so it's Chapo.
So
Chapo
he didn't
vape.
realize Chapo was going to be added anyway, so
Right.
it was like Chapo vape.
Yep.
It's like some sort of summoning ritual.
So he's also got Chapo feet.
Chapo feet.
No, just Chapo feet, where it shows feet with hearts. Chapo really likes feet.
Does he?
And then Chapo solo, which is a solo cup.
Okay.
So when you solo somebody, but as we said, in pure Chapo form, all the party, all the time. That's my man Chapo.
It was all party all the time last game, as only Al Kuang. So let's see if we can do the same again. Bands, very, very similar to last time. Actually identical between the two.
No
Salty
reason not
run
to do
back?
it again. And you're going to take it.
Salty run back for Al Kuang and
Absolutely.
SoaR here?
He's 3 for 3 right now. Go for the 4 charm. Absolutely.
I said salty run back for Al Kuang, but is it going to be salty run back for Elevate? I want to see them maybe switch things up a little bit. I think the Bacchus is fine. They could have looked at banning the Ares out. Or instead, what they could do is mix things up.
So here's my deal, and I don't mean any shade thrown at the substitute for Elevate. Bacchus is a difficult character to play. I think that there are easier support choices, and I don't think that Bacchus is the right selection for Legendary Guy or the substitute that Elevate's playing with. I would rather see him on an easier god to execute.
To be fair, Bacchus isn't that difficult to play. It's mainly down to an Ares. If an Ares is in, then he's an accomplished Ares as well. It causes so many more issues. You can deal with an Al Kuang on your own, pretty much, right? And you can accept the fact that you may get altered a couple of times and pinned down. But Bacchus, one of the most mobile guardians in a lot of ways. Not a lot of them have the leaps to get over walls.
But he wants to use that leap to get in.
Agreed.
And then how do you... The decision-making, when it comes down to Bacchus, yes, you're totally right. Hitting belly flop isn't difficult. He doesn't have any, like, intense skill shots. But choosing when to belly flop on in is one of the more difficult decisions you can make.
And against an Ares, you press chain, and that's normally the Ares will realize the decision you're about to make and chain you, and then you're in trouble.
So, we'll see the Ravana selected here for my SoaR. If I'm Elevate, I'm banning Ares.
Yeah, it's just a ban for Ares, and I think that'll be fine. I think Elevate could go Vamana Bacchus here, and then still go Sol, Freya, and Susano if they so choose. It's not an issue for them to do that. I'd pick up Susano here if I was them.
I pick up Hebo.
Oh, don't start with Hebo again.
I pick up Hebo.
Why?
Paul.
So you can walk into an Anhur pillar?
No, because Paul... Hebo on Paul, as Kali is selected, Hebo on Paul is like the coin flip. Paul's Hebo can single-handedly win games.
There we go. There's the Ares.
Absolutely needs to. Necessary.
Now, actually, if you saw and you pick Hebo now, that's a pretty good pick against this comp. All those knockups are really going to stop this team from doing a lot of things if they can find it. But at the same time, you don't really want to draft another mage because otherwise you're playing it in the Hunter role. And when you play the Hunter role and go against an Anhur, you have a bad time.
Yeah, we saw Transonics.
We did. Felt so bad for it. Oh, look at they banned Hebo. They read you like a book.
No, and I'm not kidding. I do like Hebo, but Paul loves Hebo.
That's true.
So the ban comes out against Hebo.
And Brochacho, he likes Kumbhakano as well.
Paul will play Hebo in the Hunter role and will win with it. It's a real thing. I wasn't being cheeky.
I think we'll see. I'm trying to think what we'll see come out of Brochacho now with Kumbhakano and Ares banned. Maybe.
Sun Wukong.
Sun Wukong's one option. I'm potentially going to see a Geb even could come out here, just because Geb's going to disrupt, and the shield is very important against Kali. Can cause a lot of issues for her.
One of the fun things about having Al Kuang in the jungle means that you've got 2 magic already, so your Guardian does not have to be magical. You can pick up that Warrior if that's something that we do want. If that's something that Chapo and his friends do want to see. Ullr will be the first selection, and then the final choice.
And the Ullr selection is important for SoaR just because whatever hunter they pick, first of all, it needs to guarantee them some sort of wave clear if they're going to play for a weaker support, potentially in the early phase. So maybe we'll see SoaR go for something even. I'm not so sure. Could be, like you said, it could be what you suggested earlier, but I think we may say Geb. I want to say Geb. But Geb's out of the meta now. I'm probably wrong.
The Fafnir. This is when Fafnir came out, I thought of Brochacho. Because
Really?
yes, because Brochacho's aggressive, but not aggressive in the way that a Trix tank is, or in the way that some of the more classical aggressive guys are. We talked a little bit about it, but I didn't dive into it. Brochacho is aggressive by way of his teammates, in that he'll take that loop around to gank you as an Ares, but it's to cut your path off to allow your teammates to get the kill. Fafnir having a buff, that's one of Brochacho's favorite things. Going way back when before Odin was changed, Brochacho loved Odin. The shout is just exactly what Brochacho wants to bring. So Fafnir works out perfectly.
Tell you something though, if Elevate gets to the mid game and they're pretty much even, this is Elevate's game to lose, because that composition they've drafted together has insane amounts of damage, insane amounts across the map. As long as they like trade evenly with SoaR in the early stages, things should be great for them. But it's up to SoaR here to like try and push this on a little bit quicker, maybe pin down the Zeus a little bit because they've got a lot of physical heavy here, and obviously Bacchus has to have a better game here.
We haven't said the words hyper carry in a long time, or at least it seems like that. Kali is a hyper carry, and Zeus is just sort of a big old mage, but winds up having the same effect when it comes to late game. Elevate right now, they are sitting on a time bomb.
I love what Chapo does here. He goes into the jungle out of interest to see where they're starting, what items they've started off here as well. He actually saw the Wrath, I believe, on the side of Kali. So Freya starting off with the Wrath means that he knows, okay, they're going to have a bit of a better clear with us. Let's not try and invade, first of all, and keep an eye on the rotations. We put wards down last game because they invaded them the speed last time too.
And fully aware of Elevate's plan, so they're just going to chase them out. And SoaR will pick up their buffs.
And that's one of the reasons I think we see Uzzy go for the Ravana very early in this, is because game one, they saw the invade happen where they had the Kuang with the Sun Wukong, just not enough clear to be able to contest, and they get pushed out of their own invade. This time around, they get to go even at least at the start of the game.
Exactly. All about that information. Just a little bit of information.
It's just adding all those things up, and sometimes as a caster, it's very difficult to remember every single detail. But these guys, I mean, these guys play the game like, okay, what happened at the start? Oh yeah, we messed up bad with letting them invade, so let's fix that for game two.
And that's exactly what SoaR's looking to do right here. Right-hand Harpies will go the way of Elevate, but SoaR should pick up the left ones pretty much no problem. But look at the poke that Freya's taken. I
was more interested in see exactly where the junglers went to. Would we see Freya and the Kali go over to solo lane and farm up a little bit first of all? But instead went to mid, secured the Harpies, and actually Vamana gets a little bit of an advantage there over Uzzy, and pretty interesting to see that actually. I think that comes down to the Wrath more than anything else at the start of the game that got him the wave clear, really.
Probably. The Wrath certainly going to pay dividends a little bit later as well. A minute till it comes back up one more time on Kali.
The funny thing is about the Wrath on Kali, now a lot of people, you know, didn't like Wrath on Kali because it took away from her skill shit. She wants sprint, she wants purification. However, Wrath, this time round, it now has that 1 second stun, remember. That stun comes into play. You can jump on someone, hit them with the Wrath for the stun, and then still have your stun to follow up if you need be.
And here's the beauty of having the Wrath, is that early, so you want to buy the Blink, right? But you buy the Blink at level 12 when you have the aggression.
Yeah.
Here, you're able to buy this, you're able to buy the Wrath where you're able to
double
heal
usage
if you need.
Double usage.
It's
clear your jungle
defensive.
quicker and still be able to use it offensively or defensively with the extra stun.
Because that's the thing, with Blink, it's hard to use it defensively. The Wrath is going to be defensive, and how often do you see an offensive Kali at level 6 or level 7?
Well, when I'm actually looking at the Kali as well, thinking about it, I'm looking at the build that you could go for. I'm like, okay, you generally want purification on Kali, you know? But look at the enemy comp. How many things are really going to cause you issues? Mainly it's Janus pole. That's what I'm looking at. Janus pole on the ground is the biggest problem. And the Kuang, right?
Yeah.
They're the two.
100%.
But you've got your ult in response that you can do to avoid a lot of damage, but you've just got to proc it a little bit earlier. And when you look at that, he may be able to go for Blink still. He could go Blink Wrath, hog them, hit him with the Wrath, get the stun, then when they jump away or use Purification, leap after them, and then stun them again.
I mean, that's exactly what I expected, or that's what the mid laner expected as well. Freya jumps on top looking for the Wrath stun, but too fast, too furious. The jungler, Chapo, finds an exit.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
It's a classic.
Really? Which one?
Well, that's a movie in and of itself.
Oh, true, but there's so many versions. I wasn't sure which one you watched recently.
Well, I mean, just watching Chapo drift out of the engagement was pretty fun.
You said drift as well. Stop it. Talk about drifting. This game round, still no ElAggro not available for play just yet, but we've got him to look forward to it, and his drifting turtle.
And there's the drifting ultimate out of Aggro, looking for a kill in the mid lane one more time. It's Chapo, finds it, but the purification used. Zeus will be safe one more time. Belly flop not going to do much of anything either, but Kali slowly chipping away, and Freya on Kali finds the first blood onto the jungler. Chapo takes a spill.
Good work from Chapo to try and survive the gank there. Obviously, he's the one that commits in. Good purification coming out from Zeus in response. But then he does such a good job juking. The bad news is SoaR just didn't have any more follow-up damage available to actually make that worthwhile and even trade out.
Not able to just do it. Rough. And Kali with the first blood. That is not what you want to see, especially this is a must-win situation for SoaR.
Completely, and Elevate doesn't matter too much to them. They're still going to be in the standings. Obviously, there's money on the line if they find wins, as always. But the big difference here is SoaR need to find the other win here and then be eager on Monday to go to LAN. If they don't do that, they're staying home.
I can't stress how enough a must-win situation with a Thor and a Kali, one of which has first blood, the other of which has the first blood assist on the other side of the team.
Yeah,
that is, oof. That is a scary look.
You don't want to feed a Kali. If Kali goes off, there's big news for you. I want to see how his build goes as well this time around. Obviously, looking at the moment to potentially be going for Chins or Fatalis. I'm not sure where we're going to head up here. Actually, it might be Chins. It's probably going to be Chins, so I expect Fatalis.
Yeah. The Fatalis early game doesn't really... It allows you to stick to the target with no damage.
Did not respect how much burst damage could come out from the Kali there. Got stunned on 3 targets and then just chunked down before he could get through the portal. And you even saw Bacchus was there to secure. This is a great start for Elevate.
This might be the end of the season for SoaR, Hindu man.
It's looking like it the way this is going already. Kali with 2 kills. She's still got a Zeus to deal with as the game goes on.
I mean, I'm the guy that says 40 minutes in, hey, it's not over yet. Just because they're down 30,000 gold doesn't mean they can't get into this. But you put 2 kills on Kali in 2 minutes.
And when Keegs is in that much trouble as well, I'm going to get Denny before he can leap. The big key for SoaR here is can they keep an eye on the Gold Furies like they did last game? If Elevate make the mistakes of the Gold Fury again, it creates a window.
Brochacho is here, chaining into the ult, looking for Paul. There's the ultimate to drop, but jumped over is the dragon, and Zeus stuck in the side. Uzzy comes from around. Brochacho's answered for 4-1, and Chapo tries to say hello.
But the bad news is the kill goes over to Ravana. Meanwhile, who gets the kill on the other team? It's a Kali again. Continuing here is Freya to continue getting this lead on the Kali. He's going to build up even further.
And the knockup from Stormy. He's good enough. He'll be safe.
Interesting. I did like the play coming out from SoaR there, though, as well. When you saw the ultimate come out from aggro, it was well timed to actually connect with the same time as the hammer connected from Brochacho on the Fafnir. Yeah. Set up the perfect damage, just not enough just yet.
Eesh. Rough stuff for SoaR. They find themselves trailing early on, just about 500. But
it's
still.
Not, I mean, we're discussing the fact that like they seem behind. This is going to be a struggle for SoaR, and the reason is the longer the game goes, the more dangerous the Elevate's comp gets. So many damage dealers, so many people able to go in and out of fights and produce massive amounts of damage.
500 gold lead on the jungler right now, which is a big one. Kali up 500 gold, not what I want to see.
I mean, you don't want to see Kali up a single thing. And the worst thing for Kali as well, the reason she's got some of that is obviously because of a passive as well, which gives you bonus gold on kills. And here's some aggression looking for the Anhur, but Keegs going to turn his attention back to the minions after forcing the leap.
Yep, just getting the leap a little bit here, a little bit there. Unaware of where the rotation was, you can see Elevate. Look at that. 2 players strong coming from the mid lane. One of them being a Zeus and a Bacchus, so certainly don't want a part of that one.
Can we just go to the graphs? I just want to see the experience difference between these 2 teams right now. It's marginal at the moment, so it's still relatively even though Elevate getting these kills and it all looks even on paper. The difference is that Kali's ahead, even though it's not looking like it, because there's other leads developing for SoaR elsewhere to even things out.
So that's going to be the case. Coming out for SoaR. The wraparound coming out from Elevate. Bacchus is here, but Paul by himself just able to put the hurting on.
The big thing from SoaR that I'm watching more and more this season is mobility is their key, the big feature between the 2 of them. Big ult though coming out on hitting Zeus as well. Paul from PC has to run, but still engaging his 2 of them. They will burst down the Zeus. Zeus is already gone. This is a good fight for SoaR.
Yeah, Brochacho with the transformation able to deal some of the damage and some of the control. You can see Chapo not ready to be done yet, blinking away from the damage and the stun from the support.
Left-hand side again, Keegs versus Zachsy is a match where they both want to fight, but Zachsy got body blocked there for a second. That could have smelled his demise, but obviously Keegs did not have any abilities left. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Kali trying to do what she can to allow Bacchus out.
Not successful was the SoaR aggression. Certainly looked like it might have been.
Yeah, game picked up pace a little bit here from SoaR. I think they recognize they need to start making something happen relatively soon, and that's what they're doing. Keegs is starting to have his way with Zachsy again over in this duo side. Last time round, I mean, it was all in favor of him because the Janus rotations more often than not. This time, though, no impact from that, just good work in the Hunter role.
And to be fair, that's sort of the story of Ullr, right? Like, he's not going to start the game off numero uno like we see out of Anhur. But
That's
now
true.
the Transcendence and the boots are done, KeegsMate can certainly turn things around.
There will be a power spike as well for Zachsy, though, on the Anhur when the Igval's finished here. Once the Igval goes through, he can trade out a little bit better against the Ullr, and then just see how that goes in the lane, because Zachsy's about to get that power spike in the next 2 minutes, I feel.
Passive plus the itemization as well. Yep.
Yeah, the extra penetration coming through, reduce the amount of damage he can do. As long as he avoids the abilities coming out, because that's what kind of Ullr is more ability focus for wave clear and getting the poke out a little bit earlier on.
SoaR, not having a good game. Aggro, oof. Poor portal, but saves his life anyway. Still up by almost 1,000 gold.
And I mentioned SoaR's mobility here, and this is the thing that they rely on a lot. Kuang, lots of mobility, lots of ways to get away. Same with Thor when we see Chapo play that. Aggro mid lane, he loves the Janus. Why? Creates mobility for himself. Not only for himself, though, his team as well.
Exactly. And his teammates. That's the key. How many times do we see SoaR, aggro, ult, and allow his teammates to walk on through, or just use portals?
Yep, just over and over again. That trade was really fun to watch, actually, between the two. Impale from Zachsy was on point, but he didn't manage to hit him into the wall. If he did, could have been a different story. This trade was very, very even between the two in the end after Keegs missed the axe. But the rotation around the back could spell the demise of Zachsy now, because as well, Bellyflop was just used.
Big damage onto the Hunter. Chapo trying to find it, and will, but again, Purification saving the life. Chapo's still able to find the kill. Very low as the jungler. Stun will save the life. Gotta get out of there as Chapo, as you can see Paul coming up for the backside. Aggro's here as well.
I would have loved to see Aggro's ultimate go a little bit of a different direction. Instead, they were looking to try and bait him in for a chase. Would have loved them to see an opportunity for Chapo to get out a little bit easier, potentially. But instead, he gets out anyway, and it's all good for SoaR.
Chapo's still staying aggressive. Everybody else staying aggressive as well. Uzzy rotates all the way from the short side, finds a kill onto Bacchus. Big play there as Muchacho jumps away.
And in the end, you're just going to see a disengage coming out from both teams here. Just one member dead, with the Bacchus being dead there. On the right-hand side of the map, you can see StormyRays sat there on the Vamana, tried to push down the tier 1 tower a little bit after the rotation from Uzzy. And in the end, it all ends up even.
I like the play right there in the soul lane. Really important to make sure that that tower doesn't fall down there. The rotation, excellent. Coming out from SoaR.
Funny thing is we saw Uzzy rotate all the way over to that side of the map without teleport there. He was recognizing that there's a chance that Vamana had his teleport still up, had to risk the fact that if I stay in this lane right now, my team could get all in and we could lose because Vamana's there. So I need to rotate, make sure I'm there. And in the end, it means that Vamana doesn't end up in the fight, which cancels everything out.
Yep, nice and even. Nice and even as far as that's concerned. Different story as far as the gold, though. You can see SoaR still with a tiny little bit of a lead.
Well, Paul's got this online now. Sorry, Freya's got this online on the Carly, has the chins available, and the dot damage will cause a lot of issues for Chapo, and the damage will too. The dot going to pull you out of illusion a lot earlier. Great ultimate from him, though, to try and dissuade the issue, but it's not going to be enough to stop his life from dying.
Just doesn't have any escapes.
Stop his life from dying? Does that even make sense?
Stop his life from dying?
No.
Yeah, it does.
Does?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the save, after.
No problem, I got you.
Chat won't be agreeing. They'll be like, no, it makes no sense.
Chat doesn't have... Well, I mean...
What are you going to call chat out? Don't call chat out. That's dangerous, after.
Chat doesn't have any love for you.
Oh, good save.
They've got love for me because I love them.
You love chat?
Sometimes.
I don't love chat. They all suck.
Oh, fighting words. Fighting fights.
Especially any
Gold
pros in
Fury
chat
being
right
started. SoaR trying to make it happen. We'll see. The Gold Fury goes the way of... Elevate. Nice steal.
Get the Gold Fury from that one. Meanwhile, Muchacho does pick up Bacchus, but Zeus doing what he can to force back SoaR here. He's still under pressure, but they don't want to jump into that ultimate because they'll take him more damage. StormyRays round the back has arrived, and he's looking for the dragon.
And StormyRays is 1v3 at the moment. Gonna pop up into the ultimate. Find the stop on Muchacho. Now look towards Uzzy.
And look around the corner. Look what Chapo's doing. You see how he's sneaking the out Kuang? He's looking to cut off the option because he knows Big Baby's about to come down. Instead, he can now look at Zeus.
And a lot of damage going both ways, and Paul takes out the jungler.
Just didn't expect the amount of burst damage that came from, and the wraparound from Vamana too. StormyRays coming into play there, just helping him out some more.
Yeah, the Vamana wraparound, I think, really was the key there. Head-to-head, I think Chapo can come out on top with some smart play, but as long as the Vamana comes around, the burst is just too much.
It's not many who gets the, in that matchup versus Zeus versus Kuang, I'd say whoever gets the jump on the other one kind of wins that one, to be fair. Especially if all abilities are up. If one of the abilities down, it's a different story, but meanwhile, did they secure that red? Oh, Keegs secured that, I think.
Yep.
Good job.
Making sure.
Now he's going to steal it.
Oh, of course.
Aggro, they stole your red, buddy. Guys, I tried to defend red, but like they stole it. I can't help it. Oh, grape. What?
That's how you play Ullr.
You what?
That's how you play Ullr. That's how you do it. If you can't execute that, you can't play Ullr. You need all of it.
Did he have purification? I'm not sure what call he took. Oh, still only level 11. That's the reason.
Yep.
I was like, sure he would have had some sort of escape plan, but that's one of the reasons you want purification too. Just in case of the all-in combo. That was a really good play from Keegs.
That was wonderful. I mean, that's what Ullr is supposed to do. Just find somebody and pick them off.
Axe 1, 2, 3. Asked him a question. Didn't have the answer.
Nope.
Nope, didn't have the answer.
Nope.
Correct. Tier 1 tower on the right going to fall down here as well for SoaR. So they're actually climbing themselves into a decent position right now. The golden experience is in their favor, but they've still got to deal with Kali and Zeus. And you just saw what Zeus can do against an Kuang alone, like let alone anything else. And meanwhile, Keegs answering back on the Kali. So it's Kali versus Zeus and Kuang versus... Sorry, Kali versus... Oh.
You were right. Kali versus Zeus.
No, it's Ullr versus Kali.
Okay.
And Kuang versus Zeus is what I wanted to say.
All right, sure.
That was what I meant.
I see that.
Words are really hard today.
Luckily, you don't have to speak for a living reason.
I know, right? Like it's not like a commentator or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you.
I'm just here for general banter entertainment, I think is what the words people use these days.
I mean, I feel you. I'm coughing, losing my voice, but not losing the team fight either. There's 3-on-1. Nowhere is where that Bacchus is going.
And they burst him down already. Now with Chapo in the sky, he can look to turn up in this fight too. Aggro turns up as well. Good knockoff from StormyRays. And again onto Chapo, which stops him. Early purification, though, coming out from Paul from PC there. And a good leap away from Freya will get him out of the danger zone for now. But still, SoaR committing heavily on mid lane and did a good job of poking down. They're just not finding any more kills.
Big Babby in the StormyRays, and Paul with the Reign of Rage. Bacchus falls down right there for kill number 8 on the side of Elevate as we look at 15 minutes on the dot.
I'm just watching left-hand side as well as Keegs is actually trying to chip down at this tier 2 tower, but now Zachsy turns up too in a 2v1 scenario. Keegs going to be very careful. He wants to go for the kill on Kali. His mid lane, a lot of burst from Aggro. That was all Aggro's work with that unstable vortex.
50 Doom Orb stacks. Do more with Doom Orb. Aggro still rocking the old build, making it happen. Stun, purified. Knockback, purified. Looking for the basics. Not going to get jumped on. 1, 2, 3 in a row, and the combo. KeegsMate, sit down, Zachsy.
Freya wants the kill though, but Chapo turns up in time to stop that from happening. Keegs does a very good job there. The purification on the knockback was the key to keep him in range to fire more autos in and find the combo. You saw Zachsy leap as well. He was trying to avoid the rain of arrows coming down on the ground, but he was just premature with it, and it actually cost him.
Big part of that play right there for KeegsMate. He 100% knew he was getting the kill from the minute he started the fight. There was no hesitation.
Yeah.
If you hesitate, if you get knocked back, if you turn around, if you stutter step, that's how the Anhur beats you. KeegsMate 100% knew that that was his fight. If you don't think that, you don't win that.
And Kali can't really get involved in it. You saw how far back he had to hang back on the Kali just to sit there and wait. And then even though his teammate died, he's like, well, I can still get this kill, and I've got to try and do it to try and make it worthwhile now.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't just sit there and watch.
Well, over on the right side, Uzzy going to push in, but meanwhile, Zeus is exploded by Chapo here, and the boys of SoaR.
Look at that play coming out from Bacchus. Very important. I'm pointing it out because it's a newer god. Bacchus, when he's turning into the dragon, when you ult from dwarf form to dragon form, you're completely immune. You're taken out of the game completely. So the Zeus ultimate drops down on top. Bacchus ults to immune the entire Zeus ult. Beautifully played.
This time round, the Gold Fury is about to spawn, and I think it's very important for both these teams. SoaR secure this one. They establish a really good, proper lead in this game. If they don't, however, Elevate definitely going to be pushing in towards the later game in a much better position here. Instead, SoaR going to opt at the moment to take the tier 1 tower because no one's defending it right now.
Just free.
This is mainly SoaR here, pulling Elevate around the map with their mobility. Obviously, with the Janus here and the Kuang, they can rotate very, very quickly around the map, and it's causing a lot of issues for Elevate to defend.
This is also... SoaR like to play a lot of nonsense.
Yep.
Chapo's gonna chase, Keegs is gonna chase, right? Elevate are now playing SoaR's game, and they don't have somebody to reel him back in.
Meanwhile, Uzzy keeps 2 people busy, duking out, so his team gets the Gold Fury. He's gonna die here for sure, but he's just doing everything he can to buy much more time, so the rest of his team in mid lane can look for more kills.
You remember last game when you said Chapo out of position, but Aggro comes around and helps him out, and I said, wait, what game is that? That could have been any game that we've seen. Uzzy, 2v1 on the right side so his team can go ahead and get the Gold Fury. Say that for any game.
Well, but right now this could be a bit of a mistake from them because Elevate are actually finding SoaR here, and SoaR not in the greatest of positions with that Uzzy being dead right now, but Elevate don't want to aggress anymore, even though they do have the ultimate advantage as well.
Love that play. Aggro ults and immediately backs. He hits a couple of players and basically just says, hey, if you guys want to keep fighting, go for it. I brought some people down. If you don't, here's a portal. Either way, I'm going home.
It's the threat of what's in the door.
Yep.
What's coming out the door? Is anything coming out the door? Is there a monster coming out the door? No, there's nothing. Talk about monsters.
Mighty
There's
sword.
a dragon. I class that as a monster.
Mighty sword.
It's not sword, it's a dragon.
Mighty dragon.
He uses a sword.
He's a mage, not an assassin.
Talk about swords. There's someone swinging him right now in Freya's. He's just ulted, but now has to jump away. But immediately, look at the collapse from SoaR to pick up Freya after he's already used his ult.
Paul does get a kill, and that's going to be an important one as Chapo's going to sit down. That's a big burst of damage taken off the table. But Uzzy's here, Brochacho's here, and KeegsMate is here. 3-1-2. This guy has been a huge part of the season for SoaR.
And Chapo just going to continue. Sorry, Brochacho going to force out Bacchus a little bit more. Rest of the team grouping on the left-hand side. Aggro busy stealing away the blue buff on the right as the rest of the team group for the left. And it looks like Elevator thinking about defending, but when you can see Zachsy back in here, it's only 2 versus 3.
Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and take it. And I think, you know what, Hindu Man? This week, if SoaR wins this game, it has a lot to do with what KeegsMate's been able to do on the Ullr. And with the performance of the past 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know how it works. I don't know the inner workings of SoaR. I think if SoaR win this game, Keegs has earned his L.
His loss?
No, his L. ElSoaRchapo, ElAggro, Brochacho.
KeegsMate?
KeegsMate.
Just Keegs.
Sure.
Not the mate.
Sure. Keegs. I think that's
really weird.
You've got to earn your L.
What does L stand for? I don't
So in Spanish, L is just the participle. It just means the.
Right, I thought it was the.
So it goes.
The Keegs.
Exactly. So you ascend for SoaR. You ascend from just whatever your name is to the Uzzy, the Keegs.
L mate. The mate. I like that one.
And I think
L-mate.
This trio, the core of SoaR, have been here since the beginning, and we saw Uzzy and KeegsMate join on. And about halfway through the season, KeegsMate started making highlight reels of his own.
Well, I'll tell you who's trying to make a highlight reel. Nice. Brochacho and Chapo one more time. StormyRays under pressure, has to get away.
Knockout.
Has his ultimate available, but wise to hold it.
I think I want to see Keegs ascend to the level of L. KeegsMate.
L-mate.
Nah, it's got to be Keegs,
I think
man.
L-mate sounds better than L-Keegs.
He's got some fire emotes as well. We talk about Chapo's emotes. Keegs got some good emotes.
Can we just call them all L instead?
Sure. Keegs going to try and stay positive. Trying to turn his opponent into purple. Gets the buff, looking for the basics. Turning directly onto Zachsy. Beautiful Sanctuary to avoid a lot of the damage coming out of Paul, but still very low. Kali has to be chased, and Keegs has to go back, but Chapo takes out Zachsy. It's 1-0.
But at the moment, most of the SoaR are actually on the run at the moment because they're having to deal with Freya, but KeegsMate comes through.
Keegs.
However, Paul on Zeus does answer back immediately on Chapo, forcing aggro out too. The rotation from Bacchus can be able to pick them up here, but now they're looking at Paul. Big flop coming out too, but it's not enough damage to find a kill just yet. Paul with the detonate.
Brochacho not doing too much, watching his teammates fall down one by one. Keegs gets taken out by Paul, and now Brochacho all by his lonesome jumps over the wall. And look at that, slowed down as the mage. Brochacho is going to be safe and sound.
I say the throws because the Fident is on the table, but I don't think they've got enough to burst it down on their own yet. So they can try and pressure mid lane here a little bit. StormyRays has no teleport available right now, so he's going to have to go back and defend tier 2. And I don't think Elevate are going to find anything to clean up after the engagement that they end up winning there. Like I said, longer this game goes on, the more this team becomes a threat.
The Kali, and to be fair, though, I mean, we saw the Kali can be bursted down as well. The Ullr selection, very, very smart against Kali.
But look at the commitment they have to do on the Kali overall. You see multiple times they dive in on the Kali as soon as they almost on cooldown. When you do that, you set up for the Zeus juice to come through and make sure you're going to have a bad time.
What? Because I don't see any of it. Zeus about to fall down here, but he's got the wiggles until Brochacho comes through.
And Brochacho, you saw him actually hold all his stuff there. He was actually trying to is he going to die? No, I'm going to have to commit for this. I don't want to.
Right.
Talk about commitment. Aggro being chased down by the blink as well from the Kali, and the bleed is going to be good enough. And I think that is Aggro's kryptonite right now is Kali versus the Janus.
I mean, Kali has always been really strong against Janus, a little bit of mobility.
He's only died twice,
but
constantly going in, constantly forcing him out, constantly forcing him away from the fight.
Here's a fight of a different story. Ultimate's coming out. Ooh, very important one from Stormy. That's going to avoid a lot of it. And Master Guy finds one as he drops the tank, takes out Chapo. Jump on top, no knockup, and KeegsMate safe and sound over the buff.
The bleed coming out from Chacho there as he trades off with Freya again. It's Keegs versus Freya one more time, but this time I don't think Keegs can get away. He doesn't have a leap available, and that was a reset for Paul. Sorry, from Freya. Okay, let's get him wrong.
Double stun. And no fun for the guys on SoaR. Over the wall goes Brochacho.
But he's got to keep running because when he transforms again back into the dwarf, he will stand still and be attackable.
Yep.
That's why you see him having to continue to run away in the jungle, because if they find him, they'll pick up the kill. This could be SoaR going home now. Like, we said that at the start, and then it all started to swing back to usual SoaR style. But all of a sudden, Elevate are getting big advantages. They get this fire giant, that's huge. It's up to aggro. He's got his ult. He could do this.
He's stolen 3 today?
Well, he's got 30% right now on the screen.
20%,
40%,
now.
No.
Too late.
Not in time, aggro. Not going to find it. I like the idea. Just a little bit late on the execution. He did it blind too, so credit where it's due. It was pretty close.
Very close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend. Elevate now down by 5,000 gold, but certainly have the wind in their sails and the fire giant buff.
Close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
Yes, sir.
Explain to me how close with a hand grenade is a good thing.
Okay. I don't have to hit you with a grenade to kill you. I can throw it sort of near you, and you're still going to get blown up.
Okay, what about horseshoe?
I don't have to get a horseshoe on the peg to get points. I just have to be near it or touch it.
Oh, I was thinking like you put the horseshoe on the foot of the horse, and I'm like,
no,
that's
horseshoe
just
is the
mean.
game, man.
Oh, right, we don't do that game.
Yeah?
Yeah, we play cricket.
Excuse.
And croquet.
Croquet.
Croquet, you know croquet?
Yes.
Great game. That involves rings too. They kind of look like horseshoes.
You're out of your mind right now. Elevate playing like it as well. They're down, but not out. Certainly have the fire giant and the momentum for this game.
They should just push on mid lane here. Try and force SoaR to defend as a team, not allow them to use the mobility of switching around and pulling them this way and that. Siege mid lane as a team. Have Carly just wait in the jungle, wait for it, and have Bacchus ready to leap in at a moment's notice and Vamana to follow up if need be. They just need to pressure more and keep this up. Elevate have a real shot at this game now.
You really don't play horseshoes?
No.
Oh, this is actually turning around. I didn't expect this aggression coming out from SoaR. I did not expect this counter engagement. SoaR's going to jump right on in. Beautiful on her ult. That could be problems for blue team. And Freya's going to put KeegsMate in the ground. He's got two charges on him as well. Now, Elevate charging down the tier 2 tower.
Stop chasing towers, Elevate. Get the tier 2 in mid lane here. They're looking for Brochacho instead. Freya still giving chase on this. The tower, they take so much time doing that. It allows SoaR to regroup to defend the Phoenixes here. They could have got a Phoenix out of that.
I did not expect that great aggression coming out from SoaR. That was rough. And now with Keys down, that's a lot of their late game damage.
Good Sanctuary coming out. Oh, the through space and time hit Paul as well on Zeus, so he's got to disengage. That's why you're disengaging now. You're too low. Meanwhile, Carly's still trying to keep them busy in the back line, but he may need to be careful about being run down here.
Chapo's here looking for Freya on the Kali. There's the ultimate for ultimate.
Good illusion to disengage from what you saw from Chapo. That was smart. Just keep him busy, make him focus you. The moment you feel threatened, disengage.
If this gold trigger goes away, Elevate, it's really not too big of a deal, but a teleport from Uzzy stops it.
If SoaR win this game now, Elevate can look back at this game and go, when we won that fight and we killed 2 members, we could have taken a Phoenix and backed out. Instead, we chased for kills, we split up, we didn't commit as a team well enough, and because of that, we're going to get punished.
So, you know, I said I didn't expect it, and I guess you can tell from my tone that I wasn't really a fan of SoaR with the counter engage, but honestly, that has a lot to do with why they're here in a successful spot. SoaR keep their head and they go, look, they stole the fire giant from us, but guess what? We still have a massive gold above them. We can take this fight. And SoaR go ahead, they counter engage. It's not the greatest counter engage, but it gives Elevate false hope and allows them to keep on pushing.
I think that's where SoaR's weakest link is counter engage. I'd say that's the one thing about this team that I could look at and be like, where's the weak link of this? Counter engage. They generally don't pull off the counter engage as well as they want to. They can try the traps around the corner when they're in the lead, which is technically a counter engage of sorts, but it's not straight up, I'm behind, they have a fire giant, let's counter engage and force a fight. It doesn't work out as well as they would like to most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. So SoaR doesn't win that fight, but when Elevate come down for the second go, that's when SoaR is able to take them out. So it's very interesting. So SoaR try to be aggressive when they arguably shouldn't, and that gives Elevate feelings that they're stronger than they are. So the secondary engagement isn't as isn't as potent, and SoaR's able to pull one over.
StormyRays just so unlucky in not being able to connect there, because he finds that armored umbrella. That's a lot of trouble for ElSoaRchapo, because he just uses illusion as well. Would have had to ult to buy himself an extra second, and actually you can see there the follow-up that was available from Paul on that Zeus to actually apply some extra pressure.
And here's a jump forward. Freya in some trouble. Gonna use the ultimate to get out of jail, no problem. And the ultimate from Zeus to zone. Uzzy's gonna jump right on over it. Kali was the target originally, but no longer. Everybody's looking towards everybody else.
Shout out to Uzzy in that fight, as he did use the curse to make sure Kali was
Chapo in
completely out of it. But
trouble.
Chapo, both assassins now down.
That's trouble for SoaR with Chapo out of the picture. It's all about aggro and Keegs for the damage. Uzzy trying to do what he can, zoning out the left guys on the left-hand side.
That was just really good play from Uzzy. All in all, yes, we saw Chapo fall down, but Uzzy finds Kali, uses the curse, makes sure he's not going to heal from it, and then zones 3 members away from the fight. Even though Chapo falls down, his zoning and his work in that fight was very, very good. And
it's what allows his team to go ahead and clean things out, but Elevate looking towards the fire.
It's more buying themselves time now, because obviously they need Chapo back up, and
they don't know Uzzy's here.
This fight just going to take a little bit of time, because you can see Zachsy's the one tanking it at the moment. They're afraid to do damage, but there's so many members waiting in the wings for SoaR.
So Elevate didn't know Uzzy was there, as I said like 7 times.
Yep.
It excited me because I thought Uzzy was going to go for the steal, but Brochacha showed up, and that pulls Elevate off of the Fire Giant for a moment, and then they re-engage.
And now they're trying to just force this one down. StormyRays on zone duty, something 50, that we didn't see much out of Elevate here. Keeping
40,
too
30,
busy at the moment.
25.
But look around the back. Uzzy's on his way.
10%. Jumping over his SoaR, looking for it. Fire Giant goes the way of Elevate a second time, but Keegs is able to take out Kali. Now the aggression coming out. 2 hit from the ultimate. Uzzy picks up 1. That's going to be trouble for Bacchus as well. But on the backside, everybody looking at Vamana. Ultimate still going, but he's dead. Aggro picks up Blackjack. 21 in total, and your mid laner gets his bite back. 2 deaths, 1 kill, and 11 assists on Aggro for SoaR.
You get the Fire Giant, but you lose the fight, and right now they're looking at the Phoenix here. Zachsy to defend, though. Does he have Desert Fury available? He does not, so he's not going to have too much to be able to penetrate through this whole team, deal a lot of damage. The front line is tanky enough to soak a couple of shots in time, and now with all 5 members of SoaR here, they're going to have to relinquish the Phoenix at least.
This Phoenix is going down. I expect SoaR to go ahead and head over to the mid lane as well. Going to take the safe way as the tower still stands tier 2 in the mid lane. The reason, now, just in case anybody was asking, people are spawning now.
Yeah.
So there's no way SoaR could have really pushed in for the final.
They could have risked it for the biscuit, but against Akali, it's just not worthwhile. Instead, take the win. You lose the Fire Giant, but you get the Phoenix, a tier 2 tower. Gold Fury's up soon. Let's go back and get our buffs.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you can't risk it for the biscuit. That's one you just gotta looking for the cookie and walk right away.
No, done. Dumb. Looking for the cookie.
Looking for the cookie.
Lucky for the cookie. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you take a lookie for the cookie.
It doesn't make sense.
You just look at it. You don't actually apply it. You just take a lookie for the cookie. Come on, man.
That was awful.
That was awesome.
That was awful.
That was awesome.
31 minutes in, 21 to 19. The 2 Fire Giants kind of been cancelled out now by SoaR, because they still have Phoenixes remaining and more towers on the map. So even though I've been singing Elevate's praises in terms of their composition being very good late game, SoaR seem to keep finding the answers just in time.
And plus, I mean, when it comes down to it, right? You know, if you want to take a look at something, that's like something sweet, right? That's like a cookie, a dessert. But if you want to risk it for the biscuit, that's something more savory, something you eat with dinner with gravy.
With gravy?
Yeah, it's not like a biscuit is a cookie or anything.
No, it's not. It's not. Biscuit. Oh, that fight in mid lane. Don't miss find the unstable vortex. They're looking for Paul, but Paul drops his ult in place to buy him a second. But look where Chapo went round the back.
They just got so caught out. Elevate did not expect SoaR to come from around that corner. All the ultimates just got used as oh no buttons. That's what Elevate just hit their eject buttons. They now no longer have really the big ultimates that they need are the big baby and the Zeus ultimate. And they're off the table.
A couple of relics burnt as well. You saw Bacchus did have to use the sprint as well as Vamana. Both of them using it to get the team out. It's going to allow SoaR to actually go for the Gold Fury. They don't want to push on anymore because Kali was back in that fight then.
Now, the Gold Fury is going to be a big deal. SoaR already have a lead, but by taking this final Gold Fury, they're really going to get ahead for the bread.
I'm dead. By what you said. I don't have anything. Will you speak, please? Because like, you're going to keep saying stupid rhyming things that don't make sense. I wouldn't even mind if it was rhyming slang, but you're not even using rhyming slang. You're just saying stupid things that make no sense.
No, man. bread-related rhymes is what we're doing.
Stop with the cheese, please.
No, we're not on dairy. We're on grains.
We're not going to food. Listen, I'm not interested in talking to you about hot dogs, okay? You've done that before in the past.
You brought it up,
we're not
and
doing
now
it now.
we're moving on. It's 33
don't
minutes.
mess with me. Don't mess with me. You'll lose. You know that after.
33 minutes on the clock here. 21 in total for SoaR. They're 2 kills up to Elevate's 19, and SoaR leading by about 10,000 gold, just shy of it. Right now, they certainly have the momentum, waiting for Elevate to make a mistake, to get a kill or two, and then push into the base. And one more time, SoaR must win. They have dreams of going to LAN, of going to finals, and if those dreams are to stay intact, they absolutely have to win this one.
Now, what you can see on the map here is Elevate know the Fire Giant's due up, but they're worried about potentially the airship coming out as well from the whole team of SoaR. They can swing around left-hand side here and actually take the Phoenix. That's why you've got wards on the left-hand side jungle, but by doing this, you have to potentially relinquish the whole Fire Giant. That's why Uzzy's on the left as well. He's making it look like he's alone, because he is alone. But the enemy team don't 100% know that you're not going to see the airship drop from the Janus come through.
Exactly. You can see SoaR grouping up here, all by aggro, trying to time it, trying to figure it out.
Oh, collapse on Uzzy though. And now with Zeus coming around the back, they know Uzzy is alone. But 2 members over here. And at the right time for now signals that SoaR need to make something happen. And there it is, the airdrop's coming.
Ultimate over to the left-hand side. Everybody from SoaR gonna show up. 2 people gonna get annihilated. Chapo takes out 1. There's the big baby, just pure damage. Can they take out the solo laner?
They will. And now there's 3 versus 5. Fire Giant just spawned. Phoenix respawns, but they don't care about either of those 2. They're going to look for the left-hand Phoenix instead and make sure Elevate can't come back to defend it in the position they want to.
Players from Elevate in the mid lane. This left-hand Phoenix is going to go down absolutely for free. Right side Phoenix just spawns. It's half and half. So not too much of a threat. Freya, beautiful ultimate from Chapo. That's what he needed to do a long time ago. Freya's able to pick up 1, but KeegsMate answers right back.
And then Zachsy now under pressure, going to go down to Chapo too, and it looks like this could be the beginning of the
Risking
end
for the biscuit.
SoaR. Finally,
looking for the cookie.
They find the win.
Get ahead for the bread.
But they still need to find.
Run like a cheetah for the pita. Down goes the Titan.
I'm done.
And SoaR will stay alive. They've got to fight against ElAggro on Monday to be at LAN. It all comes down to 1 game. By taking the 2 against Elevate, they secure their trip onto Monday, and everybody is still alive.
Cheetah for the Peter. Just let that sink in. He said cheetah for the Peter.
As we said, SoaR's still going to be alive, so we'll take a look. They're number 3 at the moment, 12-6. ElAggro is 13-5. One more time, let's just break this down.
Yeah.
As the season is in the middle, it gets really, well, this team has to find a win, and these guys have to lose. No longer the case, folks. On Monday, Team ElAggro will place against SoaR G2A. Whoever winds up on top is going to LAN for finals.
ElAggro will need 1 game in that. SoaR will require 2 to make sure their dreams come true. One of these teams are going to be very disappointed come Monday.
That's going to be the fun. That's why I pay attention to this stuff. These neck-and-neck games, these last moments, stupid amounts of fun. Well played to the guys on Elevate.
I was going to say, fantastic play by Elevate there. I actually really enjoyed watching them play that game. They worked hard at it. They didn't give up either. If they could have just rolled over, their season's kind of done, right? But they made sure they went for it. And definitely, ElAggro cannot be upset by watching how Elevate played that.
Exactly. Elevate definitely played their faces off, and taking a look at the guys on SoaR just came up on top. We spent a lot of time talking about the 3 guys in the middle. The, I don't know what you want to call them, the ElSoaRchapo, and ElAggro. But really, I think the story of this set was Uzzy and Keegs.
Triple L's did okay for themselves, but yeah, Uzzy did a very, very good job peeling in both games and just being a harasser. Obviously on Super Kuang, that's your job. Same for the Ravana and Keegs. My oh my, I want to say game 2, I saw him perform a little bit more than I did in game 1, but you know, he did a great job of being in position.
Both games, MV Keegs all day just figured out exactly what his role needs to do in this matchup and executed it flawlessly. Here, he's not getting these kills, right? The other team is actually killing his team, but he's able to deal out some of the damage. He's able to find it, and then right here, well, he's going to fall down to the Freya. But a wonderful play around that to enable himself to deal out some of the damage and steal the objective.
Still the objectives, and that's one of the reasons Elevate, I think, fell in game 1, and well, mainly 1 overall, was the amount of times they just lost the goal fuse for free.
Don't forget, as we said, we're talking about the LAN right now for this split, but it all comes down to the LAN for the entire season. swc.smitegame.com, it's hi-rez.expo.com, excuse me, is where you can get your tickets. They're on sale now.
There's more than Smite there. That's why it's a hi-rez expo now. We've got Jetpack Fighter, we've got Paladins as well. What exciting time to come and see us all.
A lot of fun stuff going all around the table. A lot of fun stuff being shared amongst everybody. And a lot of fun stuff being put on display today. We saw some of the more important games in Ullr and then SoaR, and then had a little bit of fun with Cloudback in the mid lane with Most Wanted as well. This has been the beginning of the end for our SCL split. Last thoughts before we let you go.
Cheetah for the Peter.
We'll see you tomorrow right here on hi-rez TV with some more European SCL action.